Hi, I'm Jed. This is Team Slayer Pro on Abandoned. This is my third time doing this commentary. I was getting on a roll, but once again I was interrupted, so I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. Um, Absolutely no idea. This commentary is going to be worse than the other two. Absolutely. The first one was good. Second one was crap. This one's probably not going to be that good at all. But I'll try. I'll try to make up for it. Enough QQing. Let's focus. So the point of this map, you're gonna get into the beach spawn and then this better spawn. A little uneven, but the point I'd like to bring up is that the lifts are inaudible, or at least it feels inaudible, or just really, really soft. You have to really listen for them, so if they're shooting, you probably won't hear them that well. Which means that even if you don't control the better spawn, seeing as the other two structures, the middle one and the one over there that I'm right by, the gold spawn or whatever, you can kind of just use that to your advantage. If they can't hear it, then they have to focus on it if they want to stop you, and if they don't focus on it, you can sneak up behind them, and that's enough of an advantage. If you can't get like at least a kill when you lift up behind 3 guys, it's your fault. Gain the lead there. I don't remember what to say. DMR, well, as you can tell, there's like a little bloom, but the thing is, not really. I've never missed a shot because of the bloom, even at far range. Well, 1, because of the zoom, and 2, it doesn't really bloom. Like, look at that. It's not really bloom. It's like the first shot of a DMR in Halo Reach. That's not really bloom. It's just kind of popping out. Like, when it blooms, it's still the size of their head, like smaller than their head. So it's not going to cause you really to miss shots unless you barely hit it, maybe. And even then, no idea. Maybe a slight element factor of luck, and if you can take it out, that's, that's great. But with it, I don't feel like it really affects gameplay at all. Maybe a kill or 2, and I know some people are like, well, that could be the most important kill. It could be 49 to 49, and you missed this, and you get lucky with the bloom. It's, come on. Even then, though, I still like the BR. I don't know if I want it for competitive, like, over the DMR. I think you should be able to choose from both, and depending on the map, you could go from there. Seeing as, I really like the BR in a drift because, it's mostly hallways. And because of that, you can use the zoom because you no longer get shot out of scope. You just kind of flinch if you get shot. You can zoom in while shooting, like across a hallway. That's like the perfect range of those drift hallways. Then you have an advantage because you're zoomed in. And if you zoom in with the DMR, it's too big. It's too close to them. So in that case, you would have to be unzoomed, and I guess the unzoomed is still less zoomed than the BR zoomed. So that's why I use the BR in a drift, and I use it in T1 almost every other map. I don't use the light rifle, too strong. Too strong in the long range. It kind of promotes sitting in the back and not getting shot at, or not unscoping ever, because you get a ridiculous advantage for being unscoped, or for being scoped, because it's a 3-shot kill or something. It's a little ridiculous if you ask me. You shouldn't really be awarded for being in scope, especially now that you can't get shot out of it. Like maybe in like every other Halo, if that was a factor, it wouldn't be too bad. Once again, I would appreciate it. It sounds dumb, but now that you can't get shot out of scope, I feel like now it's too strong. The only reason I choose Team Slayer Pro mostly over Infinity Slayer is really just the radar. It don't really like the radar. Kind of makes me angry. Radar promotes camping unless it's like there's too many people, in which case they have to worry about. Like say, free for all on a small map, you really wouldn't camp that much because first you're not getting kills. It's not like by KD, it's about kills. The 25 and 25 beats 15 and 0 in a free for all match, so that's why it's okay to have radar in that game, or in that game type. And as opposed to 4v4 where it is based on KD. At least the team player, and no one wants you to camp in an objective game. Everyone wants aggressive objective games. The people generally will just normally be aggressive in a Slayer with no radar, but in an objective match, some people, you know, they camp a little bit. And the King of the Hill I don't really like because it's a bit mostly setting up around an area, not one team's pushing, but they're at a disadvantage. Unlike say Capture the Flag where it's all even ground. Like it's all about whoever can set up in the push rather than who can set up better defensively. That's why I'm not the biggest Hill fan. Oddball's a little bit better, because one of your teammates is basically useless, because you can't really do a lot with an oddball in your hand. Same with Assault. Even if there's a guy in a hill, he can only do so much, or he can still do a lot more than a guy with an oddball. Even though he can do less, because everyone knows where he is, he's still capable of shooting people. So about the gameplay, when you're running away, you have to remember that the Halo 4 has a lot weirder, less, I guess, structure, less orthodox maps, I would say. There's a lot of weird routes, like especially on Abandon. There's a lot of weird ramps and structures everywhere, and side pathways on the right and the left. You should use those advantages to get away from people chasing you. I think you'll see that later. I'll just like run a complete circle, using the kind of weird, like there's 2 side doors I even know about. I think I knew them, but I didn't know they were good escape routes. And I end up getting a kill I shouldn't have. I think it's right here. Yeah, I nade that guy. I see that he's weak. I run around, and instead of running away, I run back. I double back, and then I end up getting the kill. I also used my teammate. Once he saw my teammate, he started to run away, which means I get free shots on him. And seeing as my nade earlier got him, I was able to kill him. You shouldn't be using nades all too often. They're not that strong. You should mainly use them to like before I would get a guy one shot then throw a grenade if I meleeed him later. I wouldn't really do that anymore because grenades are a little too weak. That it's so easy to dodge. The fuse time is the same. The grenade is inferior, or by inferior I mean weaker in every way. So you have to keep that in mind when using nades. You just use it to get a little bit of advantage in a fight before it begins, not before or after, or when you're running away. In the middle, never throw a nade. That was always the case, but even more so now. I'm pretty sure that's all I had to talk about. Yeah. So, it's been a while. Let's see if I see anything. As you see that everyone's fighting for this middle structure, and that's because it's so important to control. Then you get your spawn. Your spawn is you control automatically. Then if you have control, having control of the middle allows you to push on their spawn. If you don't control this, then you can't control their spawn basically. So the game's gonna end soon. There it is. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoyed. Bye bye.